It won't matter if you're standing on a rooftop in a major city or out in the darkest desert. When it happens, you won't be able to look away. Imagine the sun setting, the twilight fading, and instead of a black sky, you see a glowing, violent storm of 1 trillion stars stretching across the atmosphere. A second galaxy, practically scraping the top of our skyline. They told us we had 4 billion years. They told us the collision was so far in the future that Earth would be a charred cinder by the time it happened. For decades, that was the timeline. Safe, distant, irrelevant to anyone alive today or 1,000 generations from now. But astronomers are currently reanalyzing the ultraviolet data from our cosmic neighborhood, and everything we thought we knew about that timeline just shattered. The collision we thought was billions of years away. It is not a future event. It is a present tense reality. A massive, invisible structure bridging the gap between us has just been mapped, and the data is absolutely clear. The outer edges of our 2 galaxies have already made contact. If you have been following this channel, you know we track precision anomalies, objects that break our models, 3 I/Atlas, interstellar interlopers, things that should not be here, but are. But while we were tracking rogue comets in our own solar system, cosmologists just confirmed the biggest anomaly of all. The boundary of our entire galaxy has already been breached. Right now, as you're watching this, the invisible halos surrounding us and our closest galactic neighbour are overlapping. The gravitational war has begun. Make sure you are subscribed, because what the telescopes are seeing right now is going to change how you look at the night sky forever. To understand why the 4 billion year timeline just collapsed, you have to realise that the glowing spiral of stars we normally see is an illusion. It is just the eye of the hurricane. Wrapping that core is a violent storm of superheated plasma, a halo so massive that if human eyes could see it, it would take up a space in our sky 100 times larger than the full moon. Astronomers did not just guess this structure was there. They looked at the light coming from 43 distant black holes, and the light was being blocked. Something was absorbing the ultraviolet signatures. A wall of plasma 2.5 million light-years wide. Here is the smoking gun geometry. Our closest galactic neighbour, Andromeda, is roughly 2.5 million light-years away. Its plasma storm extends up to 2 million light-years toward us. Do the math. The distance is 2.5 million. The storm stretches for 2 million. The gap is gone. We are not waiting for the storm. We are already inside it. And you might be thinking, if we are already colliding, why does not the sky look like the thumbnail yet? Because the plasma overlap is just the vanguard. You cannot see the gas with your naked eye, but you can feel the gravity. Right now, rogue stars from Andromeda's halo, gravitational shrapnel, are actively infiltrating the Milky Way. Our outer edges are being physically warped. Like the bow of a ship crashing through ocean waves, our galaxy is ploughing into the incoming storm. And gravity is a relentless feedback loop. The deeper we go into the overlap, the faster we pull together. Right now, the glowing core of Andromeda is rushing toward us at 110 kilometers per second. That is 250,000 miles per hour. Every hour it closes the distance by the span from Earth to the Moon. Every day it gets 2.6 million kilometers closer. As the invisible halos grind together, they create friction. Gas clouds are compressing. Soon those compressed clouds will ignite into massive bursts of new stars, acting like flares lighting up the collision zone. That glowing web you saw in the thumbnail? That is not some distant abstract future. It is the inevitable, accelerating next phase of what has already started. As the cores close in, the night sky will transform. The faint smudge will swell. Its spiral arms will stretch from horizon to horizon, casting sharp shadows on a moonless night. And we are seeing the effects. Not in simulations, in observations. In 2020, astronomers using the Gaia spacecraft mapped stellar streams around the Milky Way. These are trails of stars torn from dwarf galaxies that ventured too close and got shredded by tidal forces. And what they found was strange. Some of the streams are elongated, stretched, not just by the Milky Way's gravity, but by something else, something external. When they ran the models, the only explanation that fit the data was tidal influence from Andromeda. A galaxy 2.5 million light-years away is already warping the outer structure of our galaxy. That is not a future collision. That is an active gravitational war, and we are caught in the middle of it. But here is where it gets more complicated, because in 2025 a team of astronomers led by Til Sawala published new simulations that threw the old certainty into chaos. They ran 100,000 Monte Carlo simulations, 22 different variables, mass uncertainties, dark matter distribution, the gravitational pull of the Large Magellanic Cloud, the influence of triangulum. Every measurement has error bars, and when you combine 22 uncertain measurements, the error compounds dramatically. And what they found was disturbing, not because the collision is worse than we thought, but because we cannot predict with certainty what will happen. 50% of the simulations resulted in the galaxies flying past each other, not colliding, just a close gravitational encounter, then separation. The other 50% showed eventual merger, but the timeline, the trajectory, the outcome, all uncertain. So the 4 billion year collision we were promised is not guaranteed. The neat predictable merger scenario is not accurate. What we are dealing with is something far more chaotic and unpredictable. But that does not mean the gravitational interaction is not real. It absolutely is. Because the halos are already touching, the tidal forces are already acting, and that interaction is going to intensify dramatically over the next billion years. So let's talk about what we are going to see. Because even if the cores do not collide, even if the galaxies fly past each other, the gravitational chaos is going to produce visible changes on a cosmic timescale that is terrifyingly fast by astronomical standards. At the current velocity, Andromeda will close half the distance in roughly 1 billion years. That puts it at 1.25 million light-years away. Still too far to see with the naked eye as anything more than a faint smudge. But here is where it gets interesting. As the galaxies get closer, tidal forces increase exponentially. And exponential growth has a way of sneaking up on you. At 2 million light-years of separation, tidal forces are negligible. At 1 million light-years, they start becoming measurable. At 500,000 light-years, they are dominant. And at that point, both galaxies start visibly distorting. Spiral arms warp, gas clouds compress and ignite. New star formation explodes across both disks, and that new star formation makes both galaxies brighter. 2 billion years from now, anyone standing on Earth, if Earth still exists, will notice Andromeda has grown. Not just in angular size, but in brightness. It will no longer be a faint smudge requiring dark skies and patience. It will be a prominent feature of the night sky, still small but unmistakable, and it will be growing. 3 billion years from now, Andromeda will dominate the northern sky, visible even in light-polluted cities, bright enough to cast faint shadows on a moonless night. Its spiral structure will be obvious to the naked eye, and the tidal tails, long streams of stars ripped from both galaxies by gravitational interactions, will stretch across the sky like ghostly arcs. And then, between 3 and 4 billion years from now, the moment arrives. The moment Andromeda becomes impossible to ignore. Picture yourself standing on that rooftop in Manhattan, or on a beach in California, or in a field in the Midwest. It does not matter where you are. This will be visible everywhere on Earth. The sun has just set. Twilight is fading into night. And as your eyes adjust to the darkness, you see it. Not as a faint smudge, not as a distant blur, but as a massive glowing spiral stretching across half the sky, bigger than the moon, brighter than Venus, its core blazing white-yellow, its spiral arms clearly defined, dust lanes threading through the arms like cracks in glass, and surrounding it a faint halo of scattered stars, the tidal debris, material torn from both galaxies and scattered into the space between them. It is beautiful, it is terrifying, and it is only going to get bigger. At this distance, roughly 500,000 light-years, the tidal forces are catastrophic. Both galaxies are being torn apart and rebuilt simultaneously. Massive clouds of gas, compressed by the interaction, are collapsing into star-forming regions, and when those regions ignite, they light up like fireworks. Billions of new stars being born in real time. The sky is not just filled with Andromeda, it is filled with light. Nebulae glowing red and blue, star clusters blazing white, a cosmic storm playing out above your head. And the strangest part, despite all this chaos, despite the galaxies tearing each other apart, you're perfectly safe. Stars are so far apart that even in the densest regions of both galaxies, the odds of two stars colliding are almost zero. Our sun will not hit another star. Earth will not be destroyed by an impact. The planets will continue orbiting as they always have. But the sky will never be the same. Over the next billion years, as the galaxies continue their dance, Andromeda will swell to fill the entire visible sky. Its spiral arms will stretch from horizon to horizon. Its core will blaze brighter than the full moon, and at night you will not need a flashlight. The combined light from billions of stars in both galaxies will be enough to read by. The night sky will glow with a soft, diffuse light, like perpetual twilight, stars everywhere, no darkness left. And then, if the merger happens, if the two galaxies do not fly past each other, the final act begins. The cores will collide. The supermassive black holes at the centre of each galaxy, Sagittarius A star in the Milky Way and the black hole in Andromeda's core, will spiral toward each other. And when they merge, they will release a burst of gravitational waves so powerful that it will ripple across the universe, detectable by any civilization within 3.25 million light-years with gravitational wave technology. We will not be around to see it. Humanity will be long gone by then, either extinct or evolved into something unrecognizable, or spread across the stars. But if some distant descendant of ours is standing on a world orbiting a sun that used to be part of the Milky Way, they will look up and see what we can only imagine. Two galaxies becoming one, a new elliptical galaxy, no spiral arms, no dust lanes, just a smooth, featureless sphere of stars. The final product of a collision that started billions of years ago, with two dark matter halos touching in the void. But here's the thing. We do not know if that is what will happen. The 2025 simulations made that clear. 50% of scenarios showed a miss, a close pass, not a merger. And if that happens, the sky show might be even more dramatic, because close passes can trigger bursts of star formation without the long, slow settling that comes with a merger. Both galaxies could light up in a frenzy of new stars, then fly apart, leaving long tidal tails stretching across millions of light-years of space. Scars of an encounter that almost ended in fusion. And there is another variable we have not talked about, the Triangulum galaxy, M33, the third largest member of the local group. Right now, Triangulum is about 2.7 million light-years away from us, orbiting somewhere between the Milky Way and Andromeda. And the 2025 simulations showed that in some scenarios, Triangulum gets pulled into the interaction, a three-way gravitational dance, and three-body problems are notoriously chaotic, unpredictable. The final outcome could be anything from a triple merger to all three galaxies scattering in different directions. The point is, we are living in a galaxy that is not stable. The local group is not a quiet, isolated pocket of space. It is a battleground. Galaxies pulling on each other, halos overlapping, tidal forces stripping stars and gas, and we are embedded in the middle of it, watching, measuring, trying to predict what happens next, and the predictions keep changing, because the more we learn, the more we realize how much we do not know. So what can we do? How do we track this? How do we know if the merger is going to happen or if we are headed for a flyby? The answer is simple. We watch Andromeda. And we watch our own galaxy. Because the gravitational interaction is going to leave signatures, measurable changes that will tell us what is coming. First, we track Andromeda's velocity. Not just line of sight, but tangential motion. Gaia is still collecting data. Every year, the measurements get more precise. If Andromeda's sideways motion is truly near zero, the merger is more likely. If it has even a small tangential component, a flyby becomes more probable. Those measurements will tighten over the next decade. By 2030, we might have a much clearer picture. Second, we map the tidal streams in the Milky Way's halo. Stellar streams are breadcrumbs. They tell us where dwarf galaxies used to be and how they were torn apart. And if Andromeda's gravitational influence is already warping those streams, we can measure the strength of the tidal forces acting on us. Stronger tidal effects mean a closer approach. Weaker effects mean a wider miss. Third, we watch for changes in Andromeda itself. If tidal forces from the Milky Way are affecting Andromeda the way Andromeda is affecting us, we should start seeing asymmetries in its structure. Warped spiral arms, elongated gas clouds, bursts of star formation triggered by compression. Those changes will be subtle at first. But over the next few decades, as telescope technology improves, we will start seeing them. And fourth, we look for surprises. Because the universe has a habit of throwing curveballs. Maybe there is a fourth galaxy in the local group we have not detected yet. Maybe the dark matter distribution is different than we think. Maybe the Large Magellanic Cloud has more mass than we realize, and its gravity is going to tip the balance. The 2025 simulations reminded us that uncertainty is part of the equation, and uncertainty means we need to keep watching. So why does this matter? Why spend time thinking about an interaction that might or might not result in a merger billions of years from now? Because it changes how we see ourselves. For all of human history, the stars have been fixed, unchanging, eternal. The constellations our ancestors saw are the same constellations we see. Orion, the Big Dipper, the Southern Cross, permanent fixtures in the night sky. But they are not permanent. The stars are moving, the galaxies are moving, and the sky we look at tonight is not the sky our descendants will look at. It is not even the sky that existed when the light from Andromeda started its journey to us. Because Andromeda is 2.5 million light-years away, the light we see tonight left that galaxy 2.5 million years ago, when our ancestors were still learning to use stone tools. And in those 2.5 million years, Andromeda has moved, gotten closer, its stars have aged, its structure has changed. We are seeing the past, and the past is colliding with us. The collision is not coming, it has already started. The dark matter halos are overlapping, the tidal forces are acting, the gravitational war is underway. And over the next few billion years, the night sky is going to transform. Slowly at first, then faster, then all at once. Until one evening, someone stands on a rooftop and looks up and sees a spiral of 1 trillion stars hanging in the sky, close enough to count, bright enough to light the night, and utterly unavoidable. We will not be here to see it, but we know it is coming. And that knowledge, that certainty that the universe is not static, that galaxies collide and merge and tear each other apart, that changes everything. So here is my question for you. If you could witness the peak of this interaction, if you could stand on Earth billions of years from now and watch Andromeda fill the sky, would you? Or would the scale of it, the sheer cosmic violence playing out above your head, be too much to comprehend? Drop your answer in the comments below. And if you want to see more videos like this, breaking down the biggest cosmic events and the latest discoveries, make sure you are subscribed, because the universe is not slowing down, and neither are we. The collision has already started, and the night sky will never be the same.